Hello and welcome to a Not So Awesome review. Today we're looking at Detective Comics number 28, Batman story, Frenchie and the Jewel Gang. So let's just get right into it. Again, it's another fairly short story because it is out of Detective Comics, which shared stories with other things. So it's not long, really short, really straightforward, a little violent. And by that I mean, Batman murders someone again. This time it's kind of confirmed that he murdered someone. So, yeah. Basic story here is, we get a kind of quick recap of what's going on with this jewel gang by a newspaper boy right in the beginning, just talking about how these jewels have been being stolen. We have Bruce disguising his voice, calling up a GCPD informant and asking him for information, otherwise he's going to throw him in jail, and he's disguising his voice as Gordon. The guy tells him, they're gonna hit this place tonight. That's all I know. So Batman arrives there at night, right after these guys have robbed the place, bag of jewels in hand, and Batman, he kicks one of the guys, fights the other one, and eventually kicks him off the roof of the building, where we later find out this guy is dead. We find that out by Frenchie himself, who says it a little bit later on in the issue. Yeah, so Batman kind of sticks around a little bit, holding the jewels in his hands, make sure the police sees him, and then jumps off the roof himself, does a somersault onto another roof, and takes out a lasso and swings off again. And it's kind of funny because, I guess they hadn't come up with the idea for his grappling gun, so he's using a lasso to swing around these buildings, which is pretty cool, I guess. Oh, really quick, I do want to touch upon his appearance, because he does basically look the same, but no purple gloves. He's not wearing any gloves, actually, in this. So him holding that bag of jewels probably wasn't smart, because you would think that the police would be able to trace the fingerprints back to Bruce Wayne. And yeah, what I thought was funny, though, right off in the beginning, in the little text box before the actual issue starts, it calls Bruce Wayne a bored young socialite. So there's no origin story for Batman yet. That doesn't happen until later. I guess they were saying, no, well, he's just bored. He's doing this for fun. He's murdering people for fun. But anyways, it's explained that Batman let the GCPD see him so they can think he's involved in the crime. Even though it's kind of weird, because obviously the guy down there is dead and the other guy's beat up. You would think the guy who's beat up would tell the GCPD, hey, he's not working with us, or something. And you would assume, hey, both of these guys got beat up and he dropped a jewel case. Maybe he's not working with them, instead of concluding that he's the mastermind. Maybe that would make a little bit more sense. But anyways, it is printed on the newspaper that Batman is the mastermind. Frenchie sees this, he's not happy about it, and comes up with another kind of heist plan. And somehow Batman knows where their secret lair is without tracing anybody there, and is hanging out the window listening, which is again kind of odd. I'm not picking at the comic book, by the way. I'm just kind of saying my opinions on it while I'm reviewing it, recapping the whole thing. Because although it is older and, the stories are more simpler, there was a lot of, literature already out that's really complex and thought out. And obviously, and I'm not trying to say that this wasn't, I'm just kind of making a point that there's a few plot holes in here. But for the size of it and for, it being really short, it's not a bad comic book at all. And I do definitely recommend the Golden Age Omnibus, by the way. Just saying. Get it, maybe, if you want. Anyways, Batman stops the robbery and then goes after Frenchie himself, and, which again, why didn't he kind of just break in and take out the bad guys all at once, and instead of waiting for them to rob another place and then calling, it's kind of weird again that he's, I don't know, when you think about it, why is Batman, literally letting the crime happen? Does he just want to stop them later on? Is this part of his, he enjoys this, he's bored, maybe that's what's going on? He just murdered a guy, so maybe that he is having fun with this, and he is just so much darker in this series than I initially thought. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it, maybe. Or he's a sociopathic murderer. Anyways, he goes after Frenchie. With one hit, kind of knocks him out the window, but with his lasso that he makes out of, I think, a phone cord is what it said. It isn't his actual lasso. I'm pretty sure it was a phone cord, so some really quick thinking on his part in tying. He kind of hangs him and saves him out the window and stuff. Maybe he just punches him and hangs him out the window. I don't actually think he punches him out the window. Either way, he hangs him out the window and tells him that he wants a written confession, otherwise he cuts it, and Frenchie, freaking out over the window and everything, agrees to it. He writes out his confession, and then tries to punch Batman, but Batman's not having it, and, knocks him out, ties him up, takes him to the GCPD, and kind of just drops him off, and leaves a note there. And when you think about it, none of that's gonna stick. The confession was made under duress, so there's no proof of anything other than Batman is tying up people and making them confess to crimes. I mean, if the GCPD believed that he was the mastermind, you could think that maybe the GCPD is like, oh look, Batman got this guy, got him to write out a false confession in his handwriting, then dropped him off so we can get off his case, but really he's the bad guy. I mean, that's not what you would be thinking if you were the GCPD. I'm just saying it's possible. But anyways, that is pretty much the story in a nutshell. It's not a bad story. It's all right. It's short. It's interesting for what it is. Yeah, I like it. It's nothing amazing. No supervillains yet. No and crazy antics of the Joker. Not until Batman #1 anyway. We're getting closer to it. But yeah, it was all right. I have nothing bad to say about it aside from everything bad that I said about it. Though those weren't bad things I was saying. Those were just kind of like, well, why didn't all of... Batman's crazy. I mean, he literally kicks the guy off the roof. The art is what you would expect from the time. It is, decent enough. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, I will say it would be cool for DC to go back and redo all these stories and make them into full-length comic books. And, I don't know. I think that would be really cool. Keep the murders and, Batman killing people. Keep that in there. Yeah, just don't get rid of it. Don't make this continuity or nothing. Just call it, Detective Comics Remastered. And, it would be awesome. You guys could just, put in the new version, 30, 40 pages, and in the back keep the same original 6-page thing as a tribute to the original writers and artists. And I think that would be awesome, in my opinion. Release it as a monthly thing. I'm just saying. Something I would like to see done. So, yeah. But anyways, that is my review / overview, I guess, for Detective Comics 28. Decent enough story. Shows Batman being a murderer. I mean, I'm pretty sure it gets worse later on. It does calm down around the time Robin shows up, which I believe is in Batman #1. So it's not that far off. I think there's only a few issues in between here and when Batman #1 actually came out. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, that is my review for this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, come back for more. I will hopefully be uploading regularly starting next week, though I do have a video planned. I'm trying to see if I'll shoot. No promises on anything. If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't come out, then it doesn't come out. But, yes, then it's pretty much all I got to say without the rambling. Sorry about the bad audio, still having issues with that. Hopefully soon I will have everything figured out and have better audio again. And, yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Goodbye.